NXT just went off the air on Popular Review on Tuesdays. As always, go live right after NXT go off the air. There were so many matches going on here. We had the TNA Knockouts Women. Oh, they just say Knockouts. World Tag Team titles on the line. We had the Elegance brand taking on Zaruka. We had the NXT Women's North American title on the line in a triple threat with Izzi Dame going against Thea Hell and Lola Vice. And I felt like the graphic giving it away here, right, folks? We had for the vacant NXT Championship, it was a ladder match. We had Ricky Saints going against Joe Hendry, Sean Legacy, Jackson Drake, Dion Lennox, and Keanu, Carver, and Shiloh Hill. We're going to talk about it. Hey, do us a favor here. It helps us out here on the brand. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification button if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're watching us on X, Twitter, repost it, reshare it, and let us hear your thoughts on what you thought about tonight's NXT. I will sit here and say it does make me excited about the future of one NXT. When you see stars and hear names like a young Jackson Drake, Keanu, Carver, and many, many more. We're going to talk about it. Let's put down this graphic. We see you guys in the chat. So let's get this party going. I don't know if everyone can hear it, but my cat is meowing in the back. He is so excited about NXT, just like how I am excited about NXT. Let's take out the graphic. We are your NXT duel. I'm one of your hosts, the great Grand Slam Poobah, the Poobah of podcasting, and I'm joined with the sensational Sabrina Estella. Sabrina Estella, you're looking kind of different here tonight. Tell the people, how the heck are you?
Other than going through the most annoying technical difficulties of my life right now, I'm fine.
You know what? I know that the people are excited that you are here. That's all that matters. You're going to lead and tell everyone how NXT is. I'm here just to yell about things. But while we get into the chat real quick before we dive in on some NXT, we got, and this is a surprise because not often is one George outshone here, but starting off the chat is one Jeffrey Reimer. What's going on, brother? I see you. He said, great show tonight. We have George coming in second place George. That's your name tonight. Second place George. It says NXT was a solid show tonight. It was. I'll be honest with you folks. I missed the first 25 minutes because of technical difficulties, but I am here to still provide some thoughts here, and I can't wait to hear your guys' thoughts. Mad Dog, the dog of madness, he says, hey guys, Chase U was fantastic. I know that was for me. Chase U was not fantastic. I strongly disagree with you, sir. We got Big Daddy Cool 718. NXT has gone to crap because I don't curse. But he says since Ava left. We're going to talk about Ava. She did. Last week was her last show. We'll talk about that a little bit. Hey, NXT crew. We got George here saying, say his name and he's the champ. That's not how the song goes. George. You're making up lyrics. It seems like you was the. You know what? What was that band called in the 90s? Vanilla Benelli? Vanilla Sinelli? I don't
Vanilli
know.
Vanilli.
I don't, Mr. Cat, can you please stop scratching my chair? You're embarrassing me. Yes, that band. That's exactly what I think about you, George, because that's not the lyrics. So absolutely not. I will admit, though, just to throw it out here, I didn't think Joe Hendry was going to win. I actually had Ricky Saints being taking the championship. So I was actually really surprised here about this. Wishing the best for Ava on whatever she does. And we got said saying Joe Hendry. No.
Well, we know who we didn't want to win.
I mean, that's a clear giveaway on he just not seem very happy about one Joe Hendry winning. But he is your NXT champion. I will sit here and say off rip, I don't think it's going to be a long run. I think they just want to put the title on him. I have some thoughts. I think I'll save it for when we get to that part of it. Jeffrey says here, I had three choices: Joe Hendry, Ricky Saints, and Dion. I like that he said Dion Lennox. I didn't have Dion Lennox being in it, but I do like that he's been in these opportunities for the NXT Championship. He was in the Iron Survivor match. I believe there was a fatal four-way maybe 2-3 weeks after. So it always seemed like they always put some focus on Dion. I like Dion. There's something special about him, and I think that he. I would like for them to. No, 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 no. Please get up. Oh God, just take over the show because you know you're not supposed to be on the dresser, dude. You guys are
Yeah.
gonna see me fight with him. Real quick, Jeffrey Ryman, did you really think Deion Lennox was going to win? And says should have Royce Keys beat up these jobbers and take their spot in the match. Now it would have been cool if he interfered, and I kind of still think that in a way. I don't know if you guys can see him right here on the side, Mr. Cat. Like I'm on air. He's full of energy. He's so excited about NXT. Um, it would be cool if they pair him and Ricky up. I mean, I know that they've done a lot of the bodyguard kind of thing, like the Kevin Nash, Shawn Michaels kind of thing. But I think that would be
Well,
a good
Team
spot.
Taz.
Team Taz, there we go. I've been saying this for months. I said this last year when I was on the NXT review show with you guys. Joe Henry was always the plan.
We knew he was going to get the title at some point.
To be honest, I can't sit here and say I thought eventually. It seemed right that they would put it on him, especially when he was hot. I don't think he is as hot as he was a year ago. So I wasn't sure. But no, there you go. George, he has presence. Bro has something. And I agree to that about Dion Lennox. Tony Delandro has a vendetta against Dark State.
Doesn't everybody
Jeffrey.
have a vendetta against Dark State other than the fact that they're so boring?
It sounds like you're not a big fan of Dark State. Although I'm not gonna lie, you seem very Dark State tonight. I couldn't help that. I'm so sorry. I'm really gunning for 2026 host, funniest host of the year. Jeffrey, remember, I'm not so on Dion Lennox being a singles champion. That's on you,
Hey, a
George.
lot of y'all were not sold on JC Jane being a solo champion, and now she's one of three
No,
two-time NXT champions. So
absolutely not. Do not put me. No,
I never,
I
I'm not saying you. I'm
let me
saying
tell you
in
something.
general because most people
I'm
keep
gonna,
saying that.
you know what? I know we're 7 minutes in, but let me just throw it out here because I know everyone's gonna want to hear my opinion about one JC Jane being in the Women's Royal Rumble. She should have won. Solus Ruker once again interfering in the plans of one JC Jane, and I can't wait until JC James put her in the dirt and whatnot. Now look, Sol Ruker is talented. I have nothing against Sol Ruker, but when and first off, I'm not the only one saying this. That move should be banned. She should go to jail for arson for what she did on Saturday. It's just I wasn't a fan of it. I just want everyone to know how upset I was because JC was going to eliminate. How many people did JCJ eliminate? 45, 85 people? I don't know. I can't keep up, but I just want to throw it out here. The Solus Ruka is an enemy of mine. So let's.
You sound like Zarya after what their discussion today about that.
Oh, I can't wait until Zarya put her into the dirt. All I'm saying is, look, you know, all I'm saying is I did not watch the Rumble. I was sent this clip because everyone thought it was funny, and I
I
just
would
don't think
never
it was.
have sent you that.
I know you have respect for me. You have respect. You are welcome into the house of Jack. George, absolutely not. You could take your shoes off, and I would sit here and say, please put them on and leave. But let's talk about some NXT. But JC Jane robbed once again. Hashtag justice for JC. What do we got here going on? One, Sabrina Estella said
Well,
Dark
you
Estella.
mentioned the Rumble appearance, so we just have to say a shout out to, as well as JC, Kaylani, Solruka, and
I was gonna say that. No,
for
Lola Vice. Lola Vice was in there.
both and my Cuban sister. I cannot believe it slipped for a second, but my Cuban sister, they all made their appearance at the Royal Rumble. And I'm just gonna say this because Mike Knox was discussing it after it was over, and I made a comment about whoever should make him Kiana James's gear should have been fired, and he was said that it looked good on her. Listen, when you do a full-on print like that, if you don't have something on the side to make it look flattering, it just makes you look bigger. And since she had work done on her, which a lot of them do, it made her look bigger than she was. And some of the other girls, at least their stuff looked flattering. Her with the shiny houndstooth print did not look flattering. I know she was going for like a Chanel suit type vibe, but even those have some black on it to break up all that color and more than just the little bit she had. That's what I'm gonna say on that. But
You know,
the ladies did their thing. The ladies stole the show. The ladies were the Royal Rumble despite having to deal with all the shenanigans of the buffoonery.
I did want to throw out real quick because one of the things is when you go to Saudi, they have to be covered up. But I love that when they are creative with the costumes, right, or the attire. And I thought it was so cool. So once again, I did not watch the Royal Rumble, not out of because I didn't want to watch it. It's
Shout
just
out to Roxanne Perez because her gear
yes,
looked like Shigo from Kim Possible.
beat me to the punch. That's what I was going to get to. I thought that was really really cool that she did that. I when I saw the comparison of the costumes and everything, I was like, oh, that's dope, and that was a really really cool. So I wanted to throw it out there. So I thought that was cool. Jeffrey is saying they look like Marvel characters. I don't know if you guys saw, but I thought it was really cool. I think it's on Jordan Grace's page, but they did a mock version of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and I thought it was cool. And I do want to throw out there the Red Ranger was JC Jane, who is the leader. I don't care. You could say Tommy Oliver, and I sit here and say absolutely not. So I thought that was really really cool. I just want to say I
I'm
thought
just
that.
gonna say this. Jordan's outfit, it looked completely the complete opposite of what I thought she would have worn. It looked like they grabbed everything and threw it against the bodysuit and saw what stuck and decided to do that. I'm just like, what were they thinking? That does not look like something she would have normally worn. And I like Ivy's,
There we
but
go.
Liv's was my favorite.
Oh, you said Liv's attire.
Liv's because it didn't look like just a bodysuit. It looked like it was a mesh top with some pants on the bottom. I like when it's a little more creative like that. And big shout out to Soruka because
Oh,
there was a
absolutely.
miscommunication.
Oh, oh.
Wait, let me finish. There was a miscommunication with the gear, so she did all her stuff last minute. That's what I was going to say about
Oh,
that.
oh, you know what? Yeah, because I saw her gear was like, because the pants part was baggy, but I thought it
Intentionally.
fit, and I thought it honestly fit her personally. So I thought that was cool. So yeah, I'll give it. Look, I have none. Solus Ruka, I just didn't like. You know how I feel when JC is robbed in broad daylight. So, but you know what? I'll save all my thoughts for later. I have a lot of yelling to give. Uh, yes, House of Jack. Let's get that hashtag going. House of Jack. Kiana. I heard she had a really good showing. So you want
She
JC
did.
Jane one instead of Livermore? Yes, absolutely. I did want that. Yes, George. Is that too much to ask for, George? Dr. Stella. Yes. Mr. Cat. Yes, he has ditched me. He is becoming a young man. He
It's been
meows
a
a lot.
year since Mr. Cat has been on the air for unpopular review.
That's right. And you know what? I think
His body's so big.
I want you all to join when it's time for his birthday. He was here on a Tuesday. The first time I had him was on a Tuesday right here on NXT Review Show. So you guys got to see him in real time, him grow. So for his birthday, we're going to do something very special for him because that is my son. And I do want to throw out the rivalry between him and my girlfriend is hilarious. It's we're trying to be the trios champion, but we haven't gotten there yet. We got what's up, bad guy? How much you miss me? Thank you for being here, Elvis. Now leave. We got the women look like Marvel characters and Power Rangers. That's fair. Liv Morgan was way better than Jesse Jane. Just saying, and I'm just saying, George. I don't care. Thought Jordan looked like an Egyptian woman. Zach should have been the leader before Tommy got there. Black Ranger had all the he did have all the charisma. That is very much true. I can totally agree with that. Fun fact. Oh Lord, did you guys know? I feel like this is gonna be something we know, but let's go. Did you guys know that it actually takes WWE a couple of weeks to plan all the outfits for the women this year? They actually had to run all the outfits by. No, I'm not. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I did not know that. That's a fact that I did not know. Fun fact with Mad Dog. Mad Dog, save that for Friday nights. Or when I agree, Jack. Being black is it's just an old hoodie. I just wanted to wear it because it felt cozy and stuff. I don't even really fit me. I got the wrong size, but it's a really cool hoodie. So yes, being black is lit. Don't invite EC on his birthday. No, he's not invited. He's never invited. Like absolutely, I'll close the door.
Well, just like we can't invite him on the air if and whenever Javon wins the title because he'll throw a fit. World War Z will happen.
I can't wait till Javon do win a championship because Javon is very very talented. I
Iron
always
Man
like.
of the Royal Rumble through our chat. He was like, so and so got thrown out. So Javon's still there. So and so is gone. Javon's still there. It's like they're hyping him up. Of course he's gonna be there longer. So shut up. We get
I
it. You don't like a young, talented man of color. How dare you be racist to someone of color because they talented?
the day Javon do win the championship, I would sit here and say EC would lose hair, but there's nothing going on up there. But let's talk about someone NXT. Sabrina Stella, I missed the first 25 minutes, but let's talk about it. What happened in the opening parts of NXT?
So we started off everything with having the women start things off, just like with the Rumble this weekend. We had Izzi Dame and Lola Vice and Thea Hill going at it for the Women's North American Championship. And it was a good match. I enjoyed it. There were some bits and pieces that was just like, really? Like when Izzy tried to kick and she bounced, and I was like, are you skipping? Are you skipping my Luma, darling?
I did not watch the match, so I can't really give you a fair thought about it. But Izzy retaining doesn't surprise me. Izzy is going to
Nope.
be she's going to be the
What
one
did
defending.
surprise me is the fact that Kehlani squished my Cuban sister's hand under a letter. She went
uh,
out. She was like, I'm going to beat Lola's ass because she did the same thing to me, but I'm going to do one better and I'm going to break her hand because I can. Just like how Drew went out to screw over Cody's chances in the Rumble. He's like, I don't want you to have a chance, so I'm just going to screw you over because I can.
why don't we talk about this real quick? Because we're talking about NXT,
Excuse me.
but why don't we talk about it? Because I do see in the chat, Mad Dog, he said, "How do you guys feel about Robert Stone being the new GM?" So
He's
once
the
again,
interim GM, so he's only temporary GM until somebody else takes over.
I will sit here and say this. I know I mean, there's many clips of me talking about Awful Ava, but I obviously talk about the character, not the person, obviously. But I do wish the best for her. I don't know why she didn't decide to renew, or I don't know all that, any of that stuff. But I sit here and say, salute to her. I honestly thought she did a really good job being the GM. Was she the youngest GM ever?
Yes.
So salutes to her. As I have some tequila in the cup to sit here and salute her and wish her the best on whatever she decides to do. If it's still continuing the pursuit in wrestling, acting, whatever it is. I don't know what her mindset is. She's a young gal. Was she like 22, 23? And I say these numbers out loud because I'm like, I haven't been that age in so many years. Um, so salute to her and thank you for what you have provided on NXT. But I'm gonna sit here and say I was on to your game, and I know that you was always out to make some people's lives. I feel like if I was on NXT, I would have definitely got a lot of. I think I would have been written off a long time ago. I think I would have been beaten up in the parking lot, and I think it would have been part of the Ava Association gang, AAG. That's what we're gonna go with. But do you have anything about Ava Reigns no longer being the GM and deciding to do other things?
Well, she had made her decision. She decided that her time was up, and I as well wish her the best in whatever she chooses to pursue in the future. And I enjoyed that she said, now I'm no longer part of WWE, F ICE, and everything that is there. Just like now, some people are going to actually be some people might actually start boycotting Bucky's because the CEO actually paid out about $1 million for that.
Oh wow, did not know that, and I don't know
I
why.
just saw that in an article this morning.
Oh, okay, cool. No, but I had no idea, and like I don't know why. Do you notice that our background just was removed?
It faded away because we were talking about something so sad and negative.
We got punished. Let's put that back. Hopefully it does come back. There we go. Let's get that because you want that there. But we wanted to talk about Ava for a bit. We got yes, she was the youngest GM in history. Thank you guys for pointing that out. We got Charmaine in the chat. What's going on, darling? And she says, "Hey, Ron." And I love how like she gives you your like kayfabe name, but she just shoots my name. Like it's either bad guy or Grand Slam Pooper. Like what are we even doing here? But yes, I am Ron. That is my birth name. Yes, thank you. Said her girlfriend wasn't part of W. I don't know anything about that, but I think she got cut. I'm not too sure, but she was. I forgot her name, but it was something Dumas. I want to say, but I don't remember. What if Ariana is the GM? I think she would be good for the job, though. I think so. I think she has a lot of character work that could make it work. I mean, she's Santino's daughter, so I think it would work. So I wouldn't be mad about it. My point was I wouldn't be mad about it. We got good Chris in the chat. He says, "Hi, handsome bad guy Jack." Huh. And beautiful Sabrina Stella. I'm pointing that way. He's talking about you. We got Maurice. It's always great to see you. He's very rude. He continues to tell me he's going to buy me a Bill Goldberg shirt. So everyone should know that he is very rude. What up, Tuesday peeps? We're glad to see you here, Maurice. We got hi Jeffrey from Charmaine. Jeffrey was able to see. He says, "Hey, Charmaine." We got George. They were wrong then. It was how you say that? I was gonna say Tatiana. How you say that?
Yeah, Tatiana.
Good for me. The year we're like 40 something days in, and I'm pronouncing things correct. Shout out to me because I am great. I mean, I hold the record for sit-ups, and it's not even questionable. It's going to be someone higher up and WWE. You know who I wouldn't mind? I don't know if he wanted to play the role again, but I thought William Regal was pretty good GM for NXT. He was I liked him, and my favorite GM of all time is always going to be Eric Bischoff when he had that run in 02 to 05. I thought that was just fantastic. But I wouldn't mind William Regal, but I don't mind Ariana Grace taking the role though. We got also two from Maurice. All I'm going to say to you, Jack, is so you just got here. I know what people want from me. Y'all want to hear me yell, but I ain't giving it to you, one Maurice, because that's rude, that's nasty, and I hope somehow, some way, like I don't know, like you're using the bathroom and someone smacks your ass with a cactus. Because why would you tell me that? Why would you say that? Disgusting, very nasty. Who's getting the Monday Night War edition? I don't know how much any of that stuff is. I know Triple H is on all like he's on like 3 covers of 2K, and I love that.
Yep.
I love that for him. Like I know everyone's upset because like that's so arrogant. I want to study his arrogance. That's what I want to do. I totally want to. I want like why is this man on 3 covers? Like what are we even? What are we chatting about? I have nothing against Triple H, but I just think that's funny. Where is Lady Steven? What's that? Stevie? I don't want to say Stevie. I think she was cut. She's no
She
longer.
was like, oh yeah, long time ago.
Yeah, for a while. So rude, Maurice. What do we got next? I always like to mess with the chat. You guys make my Tuesday, so thank you for making my. But how rude, Maurice. But what else do we got here? One Sabrina Estella.
So after that, we have Soul speaking with Ren and Kendall, and they're talking about her appearance in the Rumble and how she did and all that stuff. And Zarya's
Arrogance.
coming in and she's upset about everything. About, yeah, you're getting all these great opportunities and stuff, and I'm not there. What's going on there? And she's like, I want you by my side for everything that happens to me. But they called me and they said not to say anything. What would you have done if you were in my shoes? And of course, Zarya says, well, I would have done the same thing, especially if someone's saying, grab some stuff. You're going to Saudi to be in the Rumble as a surprise appearance. You can't tell anybody that stuff because what if it doesn't happen? But Zarya says she gets it, but she wants for Soul to stay focused on their match that they're going to have that later with the Elegance brand.
Can I just take the floor here? One sensational Sabrina Estella.
Yes, you may.
Soruka, I decided to rename it. Selfish Soul. She's selfish. She's hogging up all this opportunity. So Zarya, if you know what's good, you'll put her in the dirt. Look, she said some things, and does it make sense? Sure. Do I care that it makes sense? No. I think Zarya should totally like. Why isn't Zarya getting any of these opportunities? Why do they keep calling Soul? I think Zarya's on to something. I'm Team Zarya. So, yeah, I can't wait for the breakup. It's going to be greater than the greatest. NSYNC did not break up, did they? Justin just left. Never mind. I was gonna say the better breakup than NSYNC, but Justin just said I could
They
stand to
haven't
live.
been doing anything together for a long, long time. So
They haven't. I felt so bad for the other four members. I don't even remember their names. I think once it
let's
was
see. There's
JC.
Lance Bass, there's JC, then you have Joey Fatone and Chris Kirkpatrick. The voice of
My shiny
the
teeth
voice
in
of
me.
our millennial, the voice of millennials who sings "Icky Icky" and "My shiny teeth in me."
My shiny teeth in me was a bop, though. I gotta sit here and say, Icky Vicky was probably the greatest diss track ever because, like, I gotta say, Fairy Odd Parents in the early like 2000s, because I think it
Yes,
still
when it
goes
was
on.
good before they added the extra kids that could access the fairies, and before way before they added the dog. When
Yo,
they added the baby, it was fine.
Sabrina stuff. I gotta say, because I know we can talk about that early 2090s cartoons and stuff. I remember I watched because I loved Fairy Odd Parents. Cosmo was my favorite character, and I remember when I watched, I said, "Why is he pregnant?" I remember I was like, "What happened? What is going on?" I
Because
forget.
basically the fairies are like seahorses. The boys give birth. Male seahorses give birth, so that's how it works over in the fairy world. The boys give birth. I
I
believe
have no follow up because what?
Yeah,
I
you can
didn't
look
know
it
that.
up. Male seahorses give birth. They have all the babies.
I don't know how to follow up. Like what? like I
Ladies
just
and gentlemen, I just broke the Great Grand Slam Pooba.
you sure as hell did because I just thought seahorses like I don't know. I just thought they like
Well, I mean,
just
usually it's the females that reproduce and give birth to the offspring, but with seahorses, for some reason, it's the boys. Except when there are creatures that produce asexually, like various species of coral.
so it seemed like Jeffrey knew this, but anybody else in the chat knew this because I didn't think seahorses did anything. I don't know. I just thought they like I don't know what they did. I just thought they didn't pay taxes. I didn't know any of this. This is mind blowing.
They don't pay taxes.
I am so Googling this later. I know what I'm doing after the show. I am watching Geographic or whatever that thing is
National
because
Geographic.
that. But this is not
Listen, I didn't even learn that on National Geographic. I learned it on an old TV show from Cartoon Network called My Gym Partner's a Monkey.
I remember that. That came out like in 05, 06, right?
Yes, around that time frame.
Yeah. I kind of like so my time period. So I know we're talking wrestling, but we always like to add a little geekness into it. But I loved that Friday period. That was like 99. I want to say 2000 to maybe 2002 or something like that. When we had pop, like when they had sheep in the big city and stuff like that. I kind of stopped watching. What was that robot? God, I can't think of it. It was a robot one for I can't think.
Whatever happened to Robot Jones?
Yeah, and he kept being on my TV, and it always blew me away. So, like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm mind blown by this, and I would definitely be looking this up. But please, Sabrina, I'm so sorry to like just disrupt the show, but like, what? But what we got next?
So we had Andre Chase being cuddled by the Recipe Q.
Atrocity Andre. Oh, go ahead.
So
I'm so
Kale
sorry.
Dixon checks on Uriah Connors, who said opportunities don't come often. So he's going to take one when he gets it. And then you got the Nepo baby entourage of Lexis King, Stax, and Ariana Grace wandering in. And they go up to Uriah, which, if any of you have seen on the show, I've mentioned it a few times, Fit Finley's son. They're going on and on about his birthright and all that stuff. And Kale decides to challenge Lexis and Stax to a tag match.
Okay. We'll talk about that match. That's kind of actually where I kind of came back in. Came back in. Well, I started watching because I had technical difficulties. So what else do we have here?
So we had Tony D getting in the ring with his new intro, which wasn't bad. He talks about how he was gone for 7 months and he needs to clear the air. He ran through his NXT history and said about a year ago he had everything. Family, friends, people in his corner, until it was all taken from him. Dark State blowing up his life forced him to remember who he really is and what he does best, hurting people in the ring. He framed his return as calculated, saying while everyone in NXT thinks they know everything, no one knows what he was planning. He calls everybody in the current roster selfish, basically that. It worked just fine for him, and he's back for two reasons. To deal with Dark State, not revenge, but punishment, promising to take everything from them like they did for him. And the second reason will come after Dark State is handled.
I didn't mind it. So I caught like the tail end of it. I mean, I'm glad that he was able to finally speak after he said it was 7 months. I didn't even realize all that time had gone by, honestly. Um, wasn't bad. And it kind of made me go like I don't have a time period on when he's going to do it, but I just can't help but believe he's gonna win that NXT championship before it's all said and done. So, he's like in this. I feel like the stuff with Dark State is the sub storyline for him because. So I'm
It's
trying
a
to
side
remember.
quest.
Yes, right, absolutely. Side quest. So let me see if I can remember this right. So it was Stand and Deliver. They went again. It was the family against Dark State or something like that, right? And that's when Stacks. Well, I guess the stuff with him and Stacks is done, right? I'm trying
It's
to refresh
dead
my
and
memory.
done. I mean, they're both basically on the dark side, no pun intended. So
You're
it'd
on the
be
dark
weird if they
side.
were to start fighting again.
That is. I love that you said that because
Well, of
you on the
course,
dark
because
side. That was great. Once Sabrina Estella, because as soon as you said that, I said she made it funny. She's trying to take the title from this year for 2026
no, no,
funniest
no,
host of
no,
the year.
no, 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 no,
Yeah, that
no.
was
I
good.
will never try to take the title from
No,
you.
no.
I want us to be late cool and flip the title
Ooh,
to bring it over here.
you're definitely Michelle McCool. You had to be Michelle McCool. You're Michelle McCool.
Okay,
I
that's
am.
fine. Listen, she was the first Divas champion. I'll take it.
There we go. Listen, then I want to be the third Divas champion. I think that you should win Funny Yourself because that was damn good. I listen, that was good. As soon as I heard that, I said, how can I come back from that? That's good. So good job, Sabrina Stella. Good for you. I'm gonna get that over as much as possible. But Tony D, I can't help but believe that eventually he's gonna win the championship. I believe that I guess I was looking at like, well, didn't he? But right, he finished the stuff with Stacks. He's gonna go after Dark State. That's cool. But eventually, he's gonna go for that championship. So that's fine. It's good. I'm just glad that he finally spoke because there was a period of time when he would come out, he would he would
Not say
throw
a word and attack because he was bored.
and throw paper on people. Like I don't know what that black stuff was. I assume it's paper. I don't know what it is. All I know is
If
you
it's
can.
paper, it'll leave paper cuts and those will hurt.
That is a good point. You beat me. Damn it, you are on fire. Like I was gonna say a fatal paper because paper cuts are no joke. I once was. I like to tell people about me, my lore. I was once the greatest sorry game player ever. That's a board game, but I had to retire because I suffered a fatal paper cut, and I haven't played ever since. So paper cuts are nothing to mess with. I just wanted to throw that out there. And also, Jeffrey, he said Tony D has a great beard, but is it better than mine's?
Nope.
No. Good job, Sabrina Stella. Absolutely. But it is a good beard. You can tell he takes care of it. He grooms it. Like if you look at mine, it's shining. I'm sorry, I wanted to make everything about me, but Tony D
My
does have a
shiny
really
beard
good.
at me.
I'm pretty sure Sabrina's dancing, but we can't see it. But yes, shiny teeth. That's a fucking bob, bro. That's a really really. Bob. I might have to blast that tonight and whatnot. Uh, but what else do we have here, Sabrina? So we're gonna get to the chat. We see you guys in the. You know what? Let's get into the chat. Let's
I'm
you know.
going to say this because I saw a chat from one Mr. Matthew Cornelius Kelly. Channing Stacks Lorenzo is and always has been an NXT star. If Trick Willie can win the TNA championship, if JC Jane could become the knockout title champion holder as well as Kehlani Jordan, Stacks can hold the TNA national title and still be NXT talent. So if I had to hear you say one more time, isn't so and so part of TNA? What are they doing in NXT? Forgetting completely. They were NXT talent long before that.
No, and you're spitting facts so much. You're spitting so much that we need to get him up. But like, yeah, no, I mean, he's not the first NXT individual to win TNA championship. I feel like half the NXT roster has won some TNA championship. Tony is Crow's thing. I do like that comparison because I see it's not on the same level, obviously, but I do see what you mean by that one, George. We got Sad who says, who goes to the main roster first, Tony D or Jay Z? Both have been in NXT. They have been in NXT. They both been
They've been
around
there
since
for a
the.
while, but Tony is starting something else now.
I see
So I
JC.
think JC might be the one to go up there and go for that mid card title.
I do. I
And
see
if she goes up
JC.
to SmackDown, she can take the US title and probably make something a little bit better than how they've been booking Julia.
I still stick by this. So like, she could go to SmackDown, and there's no problem with her being on SmackDown. I just feel like I could see her being in that Intercontinental Championship picture. Um, as time goes on, of course. So I could see her on Raw more than SmackDown, but I do say JC more than Tony D. I don't know when Tony D. I feel like when she was in the Rumble, I feel like that was an indication that she's gonna eventually be. I feel like in 2026, personally, that she will be called up to the main roster. Jeffries agrees with is saying JC. We got Tony D gets spaghetti and peas. Oh, Jesus. There was none of that in his beard. He has a really clean beard. What are you talking about? We want Tony. We got Jeffrey. After she dropped the title, there will be nothing left for her. I can see it. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I remember seeing a thing. I want to say it was in January where they were saying there was potential. I don't know how, like, I don't know because people say they have sauces and all that stuff, and meanwhile it's just barbecue sauce in the refrigerator. So I don't know, but I remember seeing that, and I just go once again. I just feel like before the year's up, she'll be on the main roster. We got Bingo said, and Mad Dog calls himself a journalist. He does very much an established one at that. I will talk about it more on Friday when I do my segment, but I do hear the possibility JC might be getting a call up right after Mania. There you go. He has the sauces. So, maybe it was the Kansas barbecue sauce that told him this. But one, Sabrina Stella, what do we got?
So after all that, we have the speed championship eliminator match basically happening, and we have one. We'll go with Elio LaFleur going up against one Mr. Charlie Dempsey, possibly a soon-to-be member of the Nepo Baby gang over there, with the exception of Stacks, because as far as we know, he's not a second or third generation. But I mean, match was good. Elio had some good spots. Charlie had some good spots. They had some fairly decent chemistry. And speed championship matches are fine, but it's hard to be into it when when it ends in like a few minutes or less. But Elio caught caught Dempsey with the springboard knee, slammed him down, and ended him before time ran out.
Um, I'm with said. I'm not a fan of these matches. I feel like you just can't like I don't know. You just can't get a lot out of these matches. So it's never been my thing. What is the gentleman's name with the mask again? I'm sorry.
Elio LaFleur.
Lafleur. Lafleur. I will sit here and just not be harsh, but I just think he needs a new finisher. So like, I don't know. It was like I don't know what that was, but I'm just saying, man, this man needs a new finisher. And I think as time goes on, he will eventually. I don't know if that was something he was doing prior to NXT. Um, but I when I saw it, it reminded me of so when I was introduced to RVD, it was 2001 Invasion, And I always thought he did the 5-star frog splash. I remember getting the DVD or watching the DVD. He had some DVD and watching prior matches. At one point, before the 5-star, it was the split-legged moonsault. My point in saying is this is probably a temporary hold. He'll probably have something as time goes on. I just think he needs a new finisher. And I think a new finisher would do wonders for him. I think he's talented. I still want to see more of him. Um, I like Charlie Dempsey. Matter of fact, when he went for it looked like the backdrop that his father would do was like a backdrop into a pin. I don't know if that's his finish. I kind of got pumped about that because I really think it's a really really good move. But yeah, these speed matches they don't do anything for me, so I don't really have anything complimentary about the match. I think the talent is there, but match wise, I can't sit here and tell you like, man, I really enjoyed that. Look, once again, well, I don't know if Maurice is still in the chat here. So Maurice, but when they were out here, and they're going to be out here in March, NXT, and the plan is to go. They're going to be out here in MSG, and I went to a speed match. I got concerned, especially when it got down to the 20-second mark. I said, "Oh no! I hope this building don't explode because I get worried when I hear the and then everything turned red, and I go, ah." I have anxiety. I get worried. I don't know what's going on. So I start here and go like, who's going to feed my cat? Who's going to take care of this? Who's going to walk my cat? What's going to happen? And I get concerned. So yeah, no, this match don't do anything for me. So sorry. But the talent was there. I'm sorry. I got a little worked up here. Now I just built a sweat. It's terrible. What else do we got here?
So we have
Hold on. Wait. Good Chris in the chat here. He said I was young in 2001. So was I. I wasn't always.
Are you calling us old? How dare you, sir?
Wow. Are you ageist? Good Chris and 900? I didn't even notice he had a 900. You hear this guy? Like, I think a lot of us was young. LOL, Jack, with the impending doom. You think they'd be used? No. Yeah, right, because you live in New York.
Never get used to that no matter where you live. You can live in New York and you could never get used to that. You can live in Miami, which I did, and you can never be used to that. You can live in Los Angeles and never be used to that. Same with Chicago, same with Detroit. Places like that, you will never get used to it.
My biggest fear living in Miami, I always thought a border was going to open and fucking Pitbull would jump through and go, because he always yelled. Also, no one likes all that yelling. And that's coming from me. My biggest fear if I go to Miami and I just hear him yell and I just image my eardrum or whatever in my ears just fly out because he yells a lot. But shout out to, I don't know what Pitbull is doing now. I was very upset that I realized it really wasn't a pit bull; it was a human. I use this.
Well, I mean, his concerts that he had, people are very fun with it. Like everybody goes dressed like Pitbull, even the ladies. They'll wear like ball caps and put it on, and with the suits and all that, and they'll go to the concerts dressed like that.
He still wear all white, right? Because that was kind of his thing for a bit.
And sometimes they'll dress like that too.
I'm sorry, Maurice. You live in Florida, but I just want you to take this. I'm sorry.
I mean, depending which part of Florida you live, that's very valid considering all the hurricanes that happen from time to time. And it also depends how strong they are.
Maurice sound like one of the three pigs. Like, I don't want to build a straw house again. And by the way, I hated those pigs because the pig who built the brick house warned them. I would have let them die personally, but the story would have been too dark. Good Chris says I would never call you old, so he would never call us old. But why would you tell us that you was young? Like I'm pretty sure Sabrina Stella was like maybe 4 in 2001, but I was a teen in 2001. I
was like 5 or 6 years old around that time.
You know what? I believe it because you was like, oh, I wasn't around from SpongeBob. Just joking. Go ahead, Sabrina Stella.
I was around for when SpongeBob became a thing. It became a thing in 1999. I was like 3.
Jesus Christ. I was in 6th grade.
Sorry.
Oh my God. I could just feel the dust leaving my shoulder.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, darling. What else have we got here as you age me out? You know what a blockbuster is, right?
Yes, I know what Blockbuster is.
Oh, thank God. Do you guys in chat know what a Blockbuster is, right? I know Maurice knows. Maurice is older than Blockbuster. But still, do you guys in the chat know what a Blockbuster is? Please.
I didn't go to one because we didn't have them around where I was living, but we had stores similar to it and used to go. So
You remember the
it
Amanda
was
show? They
like
were called.
Hollywood Planet or something like that.
There was in the Amanda show. It was not Blockbuster. It was called Blockbuster. Blockbuster. The
Oh,
Amanda
I
show.
know it's such a good. Oh, those were such
Oh
good
yeah,
shows on
yeah.
that show.
And shout out to Amanda Bynes because she was I know
A
she was going
trooper.
through some things, but she's seemed like she's on the recovery. So shout out to her.
Yep, with everything doing that as well as all that before having the Amanda show.
Amanda show. What else do we have here? One Sabrina Stella.
So we have more ladies action with the Elegance brand with Heather and M by Elegance with, of course, Ash and their lovely concierge by their side versus Zaruka for the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champion. And of course, we had the newest authority figure of TNA, Daria Ray, ringside as well. So we had returning formally Dana Brooke and formerly Sonya Deville. And last time we saw Sonya Deville in there was when she went on to attack somebody at a show. And I remember because she sat in front of us. And like I said on the show, I recognized her from her side profile of her nose.
Oh, okay. She was still with she was still with WWE at this time.
Yes.
Okay, cool, 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 cool. Dope.
So it starts with Soul and M beginning everything, and Soul gets a moonsault on her, and the Heather tags herself in, and they double team and attack. She throws her into the match, and then throws face a spinning slam face first with the hip attack, and then Zarya gets in, and it's just a good old back and forth. And I enjoyed this match a lot. It's nice to get to see some good TNA action here so that people could be like, oh, they look good, interesting. I wonder who they are. Maybe I'll be interested to see what they do on their side of things and go on the AMC channel on Thursdays and watch it. But I do have to say, I like their finisher, even though Stead is trash talking them. I enjoy the Elegance brand's finisher, which
Uh,
looks like an Elegance backbreaker,
mm.
and they pin Zarya for the win. An elegant stomp on the back.
Said I'm sorry I laughed at that because it's asked by elegance and he had some other letters trash by elegance. So I'm assuming you're just not a fan of the elegance brand. I think it's ridiculous. Because do you watch? Have you been watching TNA on AMC, Sabrina Stella?
Well, I have not been able to pay for it, but I've seen bits and clips online, and I share if it's women's wrestling. So
I love that TNA is on a channel that we can watch. So I've always said for the longest time that with it being on Access TV, I have never had access to it. So I love that it's on there, and I love that. I love that some people they want these other companies to go out of business, and I think it's a silly thing because there's so much talent out there. Not everyone's going to be in WWE. So TNA, AEW, New Japan, MLW, and I'm missing a bunch of other
NWA.
NWA. I would like
Listen, I
to
have to
actually
plug
what?
it.
Go ahead,
They
please.
had their thing tonight, and the taping that I was at was there, so I've been seen in the crowd
I would
with
hope
my friend,
that
and we're doing the most.
they were out here. I want to say last year or the year before. I didn't go, but it was in Long Island, and I would actually like to go to an NWA show. I don't know what's going on there, honestly, but I would like to see it because I love
Bits
wrestling.
and pieces are going on. They have a lot of stories going on, and with some people being let go or choosing to leave, and them signing some people. I mean, essentially, the episodes that are going to be coming out now for NWA are going to be a few of EC3's last ones because he did not resign.
I was just gonna ask, is he still part of NWA? So he's
Not
pretty much.
anymore. But one
Hmm.
of the people that he was with will still just got a contract, so he's still going to be there. Because my friend and I were like, well, what is he going to do if he gets let go? Like, what's going to happen? So,
I see, Jeffrey, and I remember for I don't know. I want to say it was before the pandemic because there was a time where a lot of people were always hyping up their stuff in NWA on their YouTube channel. So, maybe one day I'll
That's
just
where I
try to.
started watching NWA stuff on their YouTube channel while they were still putting NWA Power on there. Before they had a CW deal for a bit, before they decided to then do it onto Twitter, and now finally doing it on the Roku channel.
All right. Good to know. Good to know. Maybe I'll check it out and see what's going on there. Um, Marisa said, still feel a way he ain't getting picked to be Mr. Elegant. Right. There is a Mr. Elegance. And I just thought that was
Yeah, I saw the guy. I
ridiculous.
was like, what was that all about? He don't look elegant to me, but hey, that's their choice.
Listen, look, he took the role. Good for him. But I said, why is there Mr. Elegance? So, like, Sabrina Stella, let me ask you. I don't know if you're a
Yes.
big fan of the Elegance by brand thing, right? But how would you feel if they said Sabrina Elegance? Oh, is that how they call it?
Maybe I could be Estella by elegance. I'd be fine being like a valet of some sorts.
I think you would kick butt in the ring. Honestly, I think you're holding back. And
I
listen,
would much listen, I would much rather slap somebody in the face and get paid for it.
you know what? I'm going to teach you my greatest move. It's called the Betrayal DDT. It wins all the time. Listen, you just come to Jack Academy. I'm going to show you some moves. And my greatest student so far is my cat, who continues to ignore me. I don't even know where he's at. He's ditched me. He's ditched me. But the match was what it was. I do want to sit here and say So Ruka, selfish, selfish soul, as I've been saying for the longest time. 52 minutes into this whole review show, selfish. She hit her partner with the soul snatcher. The worst move. It's not even that. I do that move when I fall out of my bed, and as I fall and I flip, I grab the cover. I call it uh, uh, Jack Fall. I like that. Someone write that down for me. Jack Fall. Yeah. But my point is the move is easy. It's not that impressive. Like, all you gotta do is just fall out of your bed. What are we even chatting about? And so, Ruka, I'm glad she's exposing herself. And when Zaria turns, I'm gonna sit here and say, justice. And I'm going to love all of that. So I'm sorry that you guys, oh, look, so Ruka, she does these moves. I mean, who can't flip? I flip a quarter. What's so impressive about this? You guys are just, you guys are unbelievable. That's what it is. So Zarya, you know what to do. Take this woman out. Take her to the alley where where Batman's parents was taken out, and do justice. That's all I'm saying. I am Team Zarya. I'm Zarya all the way. So selfish soul, I'm on to you. And it is very hot in this house. What's next?
So we had Ethan Page rolling up to the Vanity Project, and they're talking about basically how good they were for beating up on Joe Hendry a bit, how they should have finished the job, blah 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 blah. Handing out little nuggets of wisdom. They're asking what's the deal with Miles, why he's not listening, and basically if they do listen to him, they'll come out on top. And he tells Brad and Ricky Smokes how to take care of Hank and Tank next week, and tells Jackson Drake not to rush anything in the main event to make sure that you stay careful and all that fun stuff. And they showed a bit earlier today, which somebody I knew was there and went to NXT, recorded a bit of it of Jada Parker with the fans for a bit by where they sell the shirts when Mariah May Monroe attacked her.
I love the consistency. Yeah, no, that was cool though. I do like that they did that. Um, in talking about Blake Monroe and Jada Parker, and that's going to be a match for next week. But I like that. I've been to two shows out there in Florida, and I never had seen anyone get that. I always constantly say when I walk through the NXT parking lot, I did one of these because I was just hoping not to get jumped. So now when I go to Florida and I'm in that area, I'm going to do that and hoping I don't get kicked get my ass kicked. So yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was some really really good stuff. I thought it was good stuff to add a little bit more fuel to their feud.
Well, after that, we had a quick little match with Chase U versus the Nepo Baby.
Stop! Stop it! Stop! This is not Chase U. Look. Everyone knows how I feel about. Look, Sabrina Stella. Can I take this real quick here, one madam?
Yes,
I want to make sure this wasn't even a match. Like, look,
I said it was a quick one. That's why
this was just a slaughter. I feel like it's that
I thought you would have been
cow.
happy.
I enjoyed this. Look, Andre, listen, atrocity, Andre,
You mean atrocious, Andre?
atrocious. There we go. I'm sorry, my phone has thrown me off. I just was wondering why was my leg vibrating. I thought I was gonna have to Google why is my leg vibrating. Atrocious Andre. I like atrocity Andre, but atrocious Andre. The school, everyone knows how I feel about the school. The school is trash. It hasn't been the same since Duke, uh, treacherous Thea, and obviously the greatest NXT Women's Champion of all time, JC Jane. And look at this school. The school has crumbled greatly. It's almost like, have you ever? It's like a cracker, and you pour water on it, and it just crumbles in your hand. That's what Chase University is to me. It's a wet cracker. And you know what? I don't know what that guy's name. I think Kel Dixon got pinned. Who I don't know who the guy was who left, but I like your style. You know what to do. Just rip off the band-aid. Are we really gonna act like Chase University is what it was 3 years ago? It's not. It's not. It's not. So I love this. I love that this fraudulent school. I don't even want to say it's been exposed. It's been exposed. I've been telling you guys for the longest time. I've been telling you guys for years, but no one listens to me, and that's fine. So Chase U, we need a new dean. And he's in the chat right now talking about Dean G. I'm talking about you, Jeffrey Reimer. Take over the school. We need a mascot, though.
Well, Jeffrey said it was Uriah Connors who left. Fit Finley's son, aka another one, Nepo Baby. Anyways,
Oh, that's you know what? I feel like I'm not listening enough. So that's for Finley's son. Good
yes.
for him. He should literally. I'm sorry. I just think it would be so cool because it'll be a homage to his father. I forgot who in the chat many weeks ago put and said Fit Finley is not fit, and I laughed. I thought that was hilarious. But I feel like his theme should start. My name is Finley. Well, he doesn't go by Finley, but something I like to fight. I don't know if you guys remember that theme back in the day, but I do. I think he should have that as going. But let's get into some of this chat here real quick. But go ahead, give your thoughts, and I'll hit the chat.
Well, after the match, which
I hope
wasn't
not.
really a match, it was just a beat down for a few minutes, with the Nepo Babies getting the win via the use of the coronation onto Keel Dixon. And then we get Fatal Influence in the ring, with JC complaining about what happened at the Rumble and
That's
taking
not
him at Ruka
wait. Whoa,
for
whoa, whoa,
throwing
whoa,
him
whoa,
out.
whoa, 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 whoa. Mm-mm. No, Sabrina Estella. No, 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 no. It's not complaining. It's pointing out the injustice.
Oh no, I'm not saying it myself that I think she's complaining. I'm just reading
Who's,
what it said on the blog.
you know what? Send me the name of that person. I'm writing
The
I'm writing
same
a
blog
note.
I used for notes to help me keep track cage side seats.
That person was
But
very
anyways,
rude. Take the floor, but that was rude.
JC
I know what you mean.
says that she carried the division all year and promises to be the one to end Soul's hype. And Zarya interrupted because JC did say something about Zarya needing Soul's spotlight, which she says she doesn't need it, and she's coming for JC's title. And at some point, Kendall and Ren come out arguing that they both deserve the next title shot. And then Soul comes in asking Zarya where they stood with everything between them and pointing out everyone who wants the same thing. And then Robert, finally growing a stone set of balls, stepped in, booked Zaruka against Kendall and Ren, and the winner, specifically whoever gets Whoever pins the other becomes the number one contender.
I see that definitely being so Ruka. They they have a lot of stock into her, so I could definitely see her being the one to win and be facing. And look, I feel like that spot when she hit the Soul Snatcher on JC Jane, it was almost like there was so much activity going on in the Royal Rumble, but it was
Yes,
obviously the setup for this, and that's going to be a thing. And so Ruka does own a victory. I'm sorry, she cheated against JC Jane, so I definitely could see them uh, having her being the one, and I feel like because let me guys ask you this: it's hard to keep up with everything in wrestling. It's just so hard.
yep.
How long has it been that one Zoruka, I guess you could say Zoruka, but Zarya and Soul have been at odds with each other. They gotta pull the plug at some point. They gotta do it. And I could see it being where she wins to number one contender. Zarya's like, I'm with you. And then she eventually just attack her. I mean, I feel like
It's one of
I
those will they, won't they things that will this time will actually get an ending to, unlike with Theory and Waller when one of them got injured and they just decided, we're just gonna end it without saying anything on TV.
yeah, I think what so who got hurt? It was
I believe it was Theory because
Austin.
then he came
Yeah, yeah.
back and did the whole hooded person name
Yeah.
became part of the Vision, which is the stupidest faction right now.
I do think that the difference because someone got hurt and that's what they did and they pivoted to something different. But with this I
I mean,
had
before
what
that, it was a will they, won't they kind of thing.
right. And I feel like there's been multiple cases of that because I think there was a time where we thought that was the New Day and they kicked out Big
Infraction,
E. Who?
infraction.
Right. You know what? I kind of forget that, but right, there was a period of time, and it almost seemed like they were always setting each other up because I didn't want someone to say,
Nathan
"I got you
Frazier.
this match, I got you that match." Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like, "I got you this match, I got you that match," and it was obviously like it was almost like you sent your partner to go die. I forgot who was facing Ober for the NXT Championship.
I believe it
Was
was
that
Axiom.
good job? Good job on the memory. So I always seemed like they were trying to kill each other. So I see that what you're saying, but I think they got to pull the trigger here. I just think they got to pull it at some point and have Zarya. And I like what someone was saying about Zarya and going on this hill run and just be a monster. I mean, look at Zarya. Let's be real. I'm looking at you guys in the chat. I believe she can bench press bench press all you guys. She should be a monster. So I think her beating Soul and all that stuff. So yeah, I think Soruka. My point is Soruka wins. Zarya turns on her, and Zarya should like put her in the dirt because she's a beast. Plain and simple. What else we got?
Anyways, we had Kelly Kincaid stopping Kaylani to ask why she attacked Lola, and is told now that Lola won't be knocking anybody out with a broken hand. Then Charlie, Ren, and Kendall cross paths with Lexus, Dax, and Ariana, and Lexus asks Dempsey if he's thought about his proposal, which we can have a pretty good guess of what that proposal might be. And then we get to the main event, which is Ricky Sainz versus Shiloh Hill versus Sean Legacy versus Jackson Drake versus Dion Lennox versus Keanu Carver versus Joe Hendry in a ladder match for the NXT Championship. Which, given how much it took for me to say all those names without stopping to breathe, how chaotic that was, this started out with absolute chaos with everybody that just like brawling until Ricky slipped out, and then we get a little bit a little focus shifted onto Keanu and Jack and Jackson Drake since they had some history, and they bring in ladders right away, and Keanu wipes Sean and Jackson with the ladder before Shiloh and Dion dumped him onto the floor, and this was just insanity to the fullest. But Sean was crazy. You can always tell who's my favorite in this match.
Who's your
but
favorite?
this was Sean Lexley. Anyways, this match was insane. I enjoyed it. This felt kind of like how the men's rumble should have ended. In a well, let me rephrase that. Not how it did, how it should have like gone. Like it felt like more exciting watching it versus how everybody's complaining about the rumble, how there's not enough surprises, how there's too many newbies in there. We didn't get no Jericho and blah 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 blah. But it's like we ain't always gonna get the surprise returns year after year after year. And y'all keep saying this was the worst rumble that ever happened in the history of existence. Did y'all forget the 2022 Rumble when they literally announced nearly everybody that was going to be in both Rumbles, and that was the year that both former UFC fighters or MMA fighters or whatever they did won when y'all had Ronda Rousey and Brock Lesnar win. So I don't know why y'all are saying 2026 was the worst one. Y'all forgot 2022's Rumble was a thing. But I enjoyed this match, and with Joe Hendry climbing up the other side of the ladder as Ricky and Keanu going at it at a ladder. Ricky knocks him off, crashing it through another ladder, and it looks like this is Ricky's time to get the belt. But Joe Hendry climbs up the other side, hits Ricky down with the title, and watches him fall onto another ladder before pulling on the belt to become the new WWE NXT Champion.
Honestly, I didn't expect him to win. I had Ricky winning. I do like the swerve though. I don't think Joe Henry is going to be champion for long, and I could be wrong about that completely. You know,
Listen, I mean, they're still keeping Jackson Drake being the Evolved Champion, and he's been the only men's Evolved Champion.
what I do like though, so you had, I feel like they're not done, and I feel like I said this before on a review show, Big Pop, whatever. I don't know. I talk a lot here, guys, so bear with me. Um, they, I don't, there's so many more talents they're going to be taking from NXT, from the males and females, and Ober, he's like, I'm
He
going to put the
started
title
the
in it.
men's rumble, and I was like, holy shit,
I
I
love that
can't
for
believe
Ober. I didn't watch it. I still got, because even then I hear stuff and they're like, he had a confrontation with Brock. I'm like, ooh, that's so cool. That's
it.
so
Yeah,
cool.
he did. It was crazy.
I all I say
I
is
was just like, if
Ober.
Brock wins this shit again, I'm going to turn off my TV.
I will
But
sit here.
Roman won. I'm not mad at that. So that's just like whatever for me.
I will
But
sit
I
here
know a
and
lot
say.
of people are.
I will sit here and say this. Ober, your career just started. Stay away from Gunther. Because Gunther just, at this point, Gunther just retires people.
I
Like that's.
mean, we have the legend killer in Randy Orton. Now we have the career killer in Gunther.
I will sit here and say this. I did a prediction
They need to make
show.
that into a shirt.
I did a prediction show, and I thought AJ would win. Obviously, I was wrong, and I have no problem being wrong. Um, Listen, AJ is one of my goats, and seeing that, I just want to sit here and say this: if he's retired completely and he's not, because
Well, I
Lesnar,
mean, when you retire, you put your boots in the ring and stuff like that, right?
right? That's
He
true.
didn't do that.
No, he did not.
He didn't
Um,
put his boots in the ring. He didn't put his gloves in the ring. So everybody's saying like, oh, maybe he'll be like a GM or a manager or something, or maybe he'll do stuff in TNA before he retires, or maybe he'll go to AEW before he retires since his contract is up.
yeah, I was saying all this stuff about his contract is up, and there's a possibility he might go to TNA or AEW. And I have no real desire because, like, I know people they talk. And listen, I think him and Kenny would be, it would be a really
Everybody
really good
say
match.
there's been a few people I know being like, oh, Edge could go to AEW. I'm not Edge. AJ could go to AEW, and I'm like, thinking to myself, bruh, the stuff can be
I
intense over there. We saw what happened to Edge.
I would say and say this: if he goes to AEW, I think there's people he can work with. I can't sit here and tell you like it's something of an interest for me. Like him and Kenny might be a really really good match. I feel like I sit here and say, yeah, I have no desire about it. But then I watch the match, I'm like, oh, then I'm wrong about that, right? If this is really it for AJ and he's not doing anything wrestling related and he's completely done, I just want to sit here and say, like, man, um, I was introduced to AJ from because of TNA and the body of work that he has created
It's
there from
crazy.
Kurt
His
Samoan.
career's. His career started at the Rumble 10 years ago in
with
WWE,
WWE, yeah. And I remember when
and
he was
now
with.
it's
Mhm. Go ahead.
ended, and I use air quotes, it ended at the Rumble.
And if this is it, I just want to simply say, like, AJ is dope as hell. He's somebody. If you are someone who aspired to be a wrestler, I sit here and say you should watch an AJ style match. Like, if you're
Maybe
not
he
gonna
could be a
watch,
producer.
and
Maybe
I
he could
think he
produce
would,
matches.
and I think he would be so great at that because I think Shawn Michaels has done some great work for NXT. I know I give him a hard time and stuff like that because I'm a Bret Hart guy, but I if I could be in the learning tree of someone in wrestling, AJ Styles would definitely be one of them. So, this match, one of the things that made me go like, man, with them taking a lot of like, and Jeffrey pointed out Powerhouse Hobbs, now known as Royce Keys, had a solid showing. Um,
He did.
and I'm happy for him too. Like, I was really disappointed in AEW when he took the title from Wardlow. Bear with me, Wardlow, and then Wardlow won it. I think what, that Wednesday or a week later, and it made me just so upset because I was just like, you gave this guy the title like maybe 3 4 times, and nothing against Wardlow. Like, Wardlow didn't do anything to me. I think he has a great look. I'm pretty sure he's a good gentleman. But like for me, I was like, yo, let's do something different, and it just kept going to the world well for me. That made me go like, it just didn't do it for me. But Powerhouse Hobbs, I like that name better, but I'll eventually get used to Royce Keys. I know it's a tribute to his family members, so that I think that's cool as hell. And I hope that he has I wish him the best in WWE. I sincerely hope that he kills it and he just kicks ass. And I say that because I genuinely mean that, and that is a big black man. He's probably the fourth strongest man because everyone knows the strongest black man ever is.
Morgan Freeman.
Thank you. This
And I heard
match,
people complain, sorry, I heard people complain like, oh my God, why didn't they just call him like Royce Hobbs or something like that? It's like AEW most likely owns the license to that name. So he wouldn't have been able to use it anyway. And plus, he picked the name in honor of family members, just like Marilyn Monroe did with her new name.
yeah, and I love stuff like that. I think stuff like that, like I said, it's getting used to the new name. Like I said, I think Powerhouse Hobbs is a way better name. It's just
I mean, they
something
could have
about
still
that.
called him that if like as a moniker, but I mean, like when they said a couple times that there were powerhouses in that ring, I'm like, yeah.
Right. And I think that I don't know, something about the name, and it's so pro wrestling, Powerhouse Hobbs. But like once again, get used to the name, and I once again just hope that I hope he kicks ass. This match, I do like that we had Sean Legacy, we had what's his name, Jackson Drake.
Jackson Drake.
I love that we have some new faces in here, and I'm a big fan of Keanu Carver. I think that so my girlfriend came over. She's not big in wrestling, but we're watching a little bit, and I said, like, this guy right here, and I was pointing out to her about that. And there's something about him, and I think it's his aggression. I think he's so authentic. I missed last week's NXT, but I watched clips, and when he's sitting there, and the way he was on the mic and he was talking, it didn't feel like he was being a pro wrestler. It was like, hey, this is how I talk and this is how it's gonna be, blah 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 blah. And there's just something about him. I don't know what his ceiling is, but I hope that they put some stock into him because I think he can be something. Um, I had Ricky Saints winning this match. So when Joe Hendry won, I was actually surprised. I was genuinely surprised, and good for Joe Henry. Like I'm not mad at it. I don't think it's something that's going to be a long term thing. I can't tell you 2 weeks from now. I don't know when's the next event. Um, because I know they mentioned Roadblock, but I don't know if they're doing Vengeance Day, right? Like, oh, was that a? Oh, did they already have that? No, that was New Year's Evil. I'm sorry, but I don't know if there's anything in between. But I can see that title being back on Ricky Saint at some point. but I think they wanted to do on Joe Henry to have that feel good moment. And he also talked about he had injured ribs and stuff like that, and good for him. And once again, I like that Dion. I like that Dion was in this match. There's something about him. I can't express it enough. But as time goes on, I'm like, I like this kid, and I hope that when Dark State breaks up, they look at him and they go like, we're gonna push you to the moon, and push you to the moon don't have to be, oh, he's gonna be the NXT champion. It could be, we're gonna put the North American championship on you, or I don't think he needs to be the speed champion. I'm sorry, I'm just not big on the speed stuff. So for me, I rather not. But yeah, no, it was a fun match. It was good stuff. I think everyone worked their ass off in this match, and it was good stuff. Oh, so Maurice is pointing out. I'm glad that you pointed this out because I wasn't sure, but Vengeance Day got pushed back to March 7th. So no, it's not going to be in February. Maurice, are you going to go to that Roadblock show? You should show up because when JC is there and she wins again, I can go. And plus, I want to see you, dude. It's been a while. I was telling your co-host, shout out to you guys. They do this podcast where I Blur by Nature, and they talk about throwback shows and stuff like that. They're really good content creators. They're really good guys. I give Maurice a lot of hell, but he knows I salute him, so I'm giving you a fist bump, my dude. Uh, Dion Lennox has something. I agree with that, Jeffrey, 100%. I don't know about that. Love how they show Powerhouse Hobb first, and so we know who he was. I think that was a cool touch. I do think that was a cool touch. Morgan is not powerful. You're a hater. You're a hater. You don't understand Morgan Freeman. You know what? Oh God, I gotta come up with a
George,
nickname
it's
for you.
Black History Month, not on Black History Month.
You know what?
If you
He
want to
doesn't
hear
know.
about people being rude and disrespectful to people of color wrestlers, wait till we have an AEW show.
He. You know what? You know what? Right now, I just tore my clavicle reading that, George. I'm sorry, not you, Jeffrey. You didn't do anything wrong, George. We got good Chris. He's saying goodbye, handsome bad guy Jack and beautiful. I hope you have a great night, good Chris in the chat. We appreciate you. You stopped by. We love that. We appreciate you, and we say you have a great night, and we salute you. Get the list. So it's in the garbage. I can't find it. I'm so sorry. We were doing some cleaning here, and I'm pretty sure it's in the garbage. But I want everyone to know there will be a new list, and it will be created by something. We're gonna have a new list eventually, and it's gonna be great because I want you to know right now, George, you're on the list. I gotta. Jeffrey loved chaos because here's this man say make a new one. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. We'll make a new one. We'll make a new one. But that's the show. Joe Henry's your new champion, and it makes me excited to go. What's next for NXT? Got some new talent here. Some call ups from Evolve. He wasn't on the show. He was more backstage. Eli. I was gonna say Eli Knight. Yeah, Eli Knight.
Yes.
He was on there, and I hope that they continue to push that. And I hope. I see a lot of the men in that men division, but some of the women too. Because I think there's some talented women in Evolve. Look, I'll be honest. I don't watch Evolve, but I know there's talent there. One of the standouts, obviously, we got Kendall Gray. Who's the previous champion? That was Armstrong,
Callie
right?
Armstrong.
And like I said, I don't know who. I feel like Carmen is on Evolve now because
Karen Petrovic, I think so.
yeah,
A lot
right.
of times, this is why I say Evolve is their ROH,
Hmm.
because anybody that's not being used on AEW is on ROH, just like people that aren't being used in NXT right now are in Evolve. That's where Winnie Chu has been for a while. She's been on Evolve. That's where Nikita Lyons has been for
She
a while. She's been on
has.
Evolve.
No, no lie, because I forget. I think it was 3, 4 weeks ago when they had when Thea was gonna put the championship, North American Championship on the line. I was like, "Oh, that's Wendy Chu," and she stopped. So she's not spooky anymore. She's a regular wrestler now, or something like that, right? Like I don't know what her character is,
Wendy
but
isn't not as spooky anymore, which I just was like, well, then what are y'all going to do with her now?
I want to say this says Chanel Edwards and Callie Armstrong and Carmen Petrovich, all great. Yeah, Carmen, she is great. I think there's just been a lot of women who was hot shot in front of her, and I feel like when they do call up a lot of women talking about like, so I remember the thing that rumor about Blake Monroe, JC. I think those were the only two. I feel like I saw Lola Vice as well. There's some women I can see, and I think once it clear up, she will be called back on NXT because there's something special about her, and I think what I liked about her was she was different. She would come out to the ring with a sword. It just seemed like I don't know because it's just I'm I'm sort of baffled how she took a back seat, like a strong back seat, and was going back to Evolve. So, but I think she could work herself back up. Wendy Chu is involved. Thank you for telling me something that I already know, George. Thank you. And we got and Layla Diggs. I'm gonna take your I'm gonna as you said that your recommendations about these individuals because I'm not familiar with them. But if you're saying that these individuals is talent and you see something in them, I hope that somehow, some way, I get to see what they're able to do. We got real quick. I want to hit up Charmaine because Charmaine, she want everyone to know. I don't know. I don't. I don't know. She meant to say I don't want Joe to win, and then let us know she hates Joe's song. She's not a fan of Joe Henry. Does everyone? Does everyone is going to watch Super Bowl this Sunday and see Bad Bunny perform the halftime? I'm not big on Super Bowl. I'm not. I'm not a big sports fan, but
I
I
mean,
thought about.
neither am I, but I watched Usher's halftime performance when he performed a few years back.
I would watch it if available, and see what's going on. I'm not big
You
on
know, it's
sports.
funny. We had racist people complaining about the fact that Bad Bunny was performing, not knowing that Puerto Rico is U.S. territory. And
Idiots.
so they were like, okay, we're going to get a white band to come on. They get the most anti-MAGA white people band to perform, which is Green Day. Don't
Wait,
want to be
who's
an
it?
American idiot? We're going to be hearing that on TV on the Super Bowl.
Wait, Bad Bunny's not performing anymore?
No, he is. They're going to start the show.
Eesh. Well, there you go. Because I honestly didn't
So
know
for
any. I
all
heard
y'all racist SOB POSs who are like, I want to pick somebody who's supposedly going to make everything better when instead all he's been doing is making America hell again.
hell
And
is
now has
terrible.
turned somebody who used to be beloved by the LGBTQ plus community as well as the girls. Now she's the new MAGA mascot and nobody likes her anymore. Barely anybody's listening to the music. They're ripping her their posters of her, they're throwing away her CDs, they're burning anything they have of hers because they want nothing to do with her.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
this is what happens when you hold the hand of the president who you once made fun of their wife and called her an airhead, and now all of a sudden you go to her movie premiere for her docu-movie that only at least three or four people are going to be at per theater.
I once I try to stay away from all this stuff with politicals and stuff
It's
like
hard to
that.
stay away from
But
politics when it's everywhere,
I'm
and
not.
it's also even harder when it's celebrities being involved.
I always sit here and say this. I will sit here and say this. Not everyone needs a documentary. Plain and simple.
Well, I mean, she
Uh,
didn't actually get a documentary. She thought she got it to get out of deportation free card, but the White House said it was just a souvenir.
it was just a souvenir. Oh Lord.
It was a
With
thanks
that,
for visiting, but you're not a citizen officially, so better luck next time.
better luck next time. Sabrina Stella, she's just shooting it out there. We
Well, I
see you
see
guys.
everywhere on Instagram. It's hard to not see it.
There you go. Or social media in general, because it's all around. Like, you can't miss. Like, I saw the thing. I knew about the thing because I was walk. So 42nd, they have all these advertisements, and I looked. And I was like, wait, what was this? I just remember. I was just like, what is going on? As I run late to my job. But with all that say, and I see Jeffrey said, yeah, I try and stay away too. Yeah, I mean, like, it's a gross conversation. Like, I do everything I can because I'm not a political person. I always let the people who are more and in tune speak about it, and I like to be educated about it and know what's going on. So, with that said, that is the show. We appreciate you guys in the chat, and we hope that you enjoyed this conversation about wrestling, nerdom, and political and politics in a way. Once again, not everyone needs a documentary. And with that said, Sabrina Stella, do you want to run down the shows that be going on in Unpopular View and plug your YouTube channel?
Well, I know that we have the Raw show that usually comes on the air when Raw is off. We did not have it this week, but I will say an excellent shout out to Raquel and Stephanie, who stole the show and gave me two new ideas for cosplaying because I now officially want to try to cosplay as Raquel from that street fight because that outfit looked amazing. They need to sell that shirt. And also, they also need to sell that shirt that Liv was wearing, but replace Dominic's name with her name because I feel that that would sell a lot more. But you have NX Tuesdays. We review NXT once it comes off the air. Myself and the Great Grandstand Pooba.
Boom!
We also do have actually, I'm not sure who exactly runs Monday Night Raw over there, so I cannot say.
I got you one, Sabrina Stella. So on Mondays, after Monday Night Raw goes off the air, it's supposed to be Steamless, Willie Beaming, Z the Silent, and if I got this correct, we have one EC. He's going to be joining in. They have been taking a little bit of a sabbatical on the Monday Night Raw review show, and they should be back next week, hopefully. You can catch us on the Tuesday night show. The great Grandstand Pooh with Sabrina Stella. She already said that, but I wanted to point it out because we are the 2025 show of the year. Shout outs. Good for us. Wednesdays, you can catch the All Elite Heat Crew right after Dynamite goes off the air. I feel like we might have to expand on this picture here. Let me see if I can find it here. Maybe we can just keep adding people here. I love that I love this, the Don Callis family. As you can see, maybe we're gonna increase this picture here as time go on. You see me and Mr. Cat in the background. Mr. Cat is very excited to be a part of the Don Callis family. I don't know why he's so much bigger than Andrade's leg. We gotta work on that because my cat is a small cat. But catch them one Cactus Katie, the sheriff, and you can catch them after. I believe they have a third host sometime. I feel like one episode I tuned in briefly.
Bobby,
Bobby,
because you didn't know who Bobby was.
I still don't. I
I don't
am
either.
amazed. I when it came to Bobby, you remember as a kid they used to have like the thing you had to trace the dots on and stuff like that. That's what I thought he was. I thought he was just a pile of dots. But you could catch Bobby. Maybe one day, maybe we'll will this into existence. One bad guy Jack, and I guess he's just Bobby. But we'll just call him Big Bob. We'll call him Bob. Bad Guy Jack and Bob will work together, and the world would be not united. That's the world will never be united, but we all together. Who knows? And on Fridays you can catch Mad Dog Kelly and the Venomous One on Friday nights after SmackDown go off the air, and they talk about SmackDown. they do really good work. I worked with Miss Venny, and I'll keep pointing out every chance I get. He called me the fucking pig from Lion King. Awful. We gotta do better here. I should report him, but no one listens to me. But that's the stuff that's going on Popular Review. We also have the entertainment side of things, and check out the stuff that's going on there on entertainment. And with that said, I appreciate that. With one, we're not going to play the commercial, but we do have a Wrestle Cruise going on here. Please check it out. It's going to be on WrestleMania weekend. Please hit myself, any of the UPR hosts, if you're interested and joining and being there. Listen, WrestleMania is going to be in Las Vegas. If you can go there, shout out to you. Shout out to you. I'm not going to tell you don't go. If you can go, do it. It's pretty pricey. It's expensive. But if you want to be around people who like wrestling, join us. We talk about wrestling, and you get to see how we are in real life, in our actual habitat, which would be me. I have glazed donuts. So I'm trying to end this show so I can eat some glazed donuts before the episode. Glazed donuts are the best donuts, plain and simple. But maybe you'll catch me eating a glazed donut and you'll be like, wow, he's really like that. Um, I think that's everything. But Sabrina Stella, plug your YouTube channel. People know, but please plug it because that channel is growing. I love that for you. Please plug it.
Well, you can follow me on my YouTube channel, The Unofficial Camera Woman, where I go throughout Central Florida and occasionally south to record wrestling matches and put them up on the interwebs. I just made some videos public, so you can give those a watch. A few days ago, I made some other videos public of a show that happened in Tampa with including one Mr. Bushwhacker Luke doing something that I wish I had never seen in person, but unfortunately it's on the internet for the world to see. But just subscribe, just do whatever y'all want.
I
As
love this.
long as it doesn't bring anything down.
I
Don't
love
bring the
this
mood
book. I love this because when Sabrina Stella recommended this clip and she sent it to me, I wish I didn't see that either.
down. Are you kidding? I was there in person and I didn't wish I didn't have to see that. I literally looked away the entire time. I had to peek every now and then to see if it was over.
Love that. That's so great. She looked the other way.
I wish my screen was black in front of me at that time so I didn't have to see that.
Dark. She wish she was dark as Stella. Um, we have a podcast. It's called the Big Pop Theory Podcast. It's fun. For the audio, we do every other week. We're trying to get back to a consistent basics. It's just it's kind of hard because sometimes I'm doing something. My co-host one, Shay Sawyer, she's doing something, so it's hard to be consistent all the time. But we do. It's still a thing, and I am proud of that brand. I'm proud of the people who helped make the brand. I just want to real quick because I'm just in a gratitude mood. I want to give a shout out to the people who help here. Close friends of mine I've known for 20 years. One, Jean Baptiste, Rich Kings, Mark Wins. I've known them for a long time, and they help me out here. And we do predictions, and we do for the YouTube anyway, predictions, and we like to go live after a pay per view, PLE, whatever you want to call it. It was kind of hard to do Royal Rumble because it went on at 2. I work and don't get off on a Saturday. It's at 2. I work on a Saturday, and it's at I don't get off until 5. But we try to be do some content there on the YouTube channel and on the audio. That's every other week with myself and one Shay Sawyer. So give us a subscribe. Let us know what you would like more of and what we can do better of. I always give a shout out to Unpopular Review because Big Pop Theory don't exist without Unpopular Review, and I love this brand. I plan on being a lifer here, and give you guys hell. That's what I do, and yell. That's what I do. So what I all said, I feel like we plugged everything. We want to say thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you guys back here on Tuesday when NXT goes live and goes off the air and you join us. But tomorrow, please join All the Elite Heat Crew. Check them out. Give them support. Give them a like and all that stuff. So we sit here and say, thank you guys. We'll see you guys next week. And we're going to play that cool ass intro. So bye, guys.